Hello, Amanda. This is Miss Carrie. I hope you're feeling better. I figured I'd make you a video so you can make up for last week's class whenever you got a chance. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to teach you step by step how to first draw this unicorn, and then I'm going to show you how to use these watercolor markers to paint it in to give it that watercolor effect. So you'll need these guys later. For now, you'll need your watercolor paper that I packed for you, and you will need a paper towel, a cup of water, a pencil, a sharpened pencil, a paintbrush, and a Sharpie, okay? So first, we're gonna start out with a pencil, and very lightly, remember how I taught you in the first class, we're not gonna really press down on our pencil really hard. We're gonna do it very, very lightly, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna first get the, the unicorn's head in there, but we're gonna start off by using shapes, okay? Now remember, we're gonna have the unicorn horn coming out this way, so give yourself some room, okay? We're gonna have the head, top of the head here, the nose, the muzzle here, so it's gonna go like that. Leave some room for the hair. So what we're gonna do first is about right in the middle. We're gonna go very lightly. We'll do a circle, okay? I'm gonna do mine a little bit harder so you can see, but I want you to go nice and light because we're gonna erase, okay? All right, so after you do that, you are going to come down here and you are going to do another smaller circle, okay? Just a circle. Nice and light, sort of looking like a snowman fell over, maybe like an upside down snowman. All right, you can pause this anytime, okay, if I'm going too fast for you. The next thing you're gonna do is we're gonna connect these two things, okay? So down here on the bottom here, we're just gonna put a line, sort of like this looks like an A in between here. We're gonna put a line like that, like a bridge between these two circles. And then we're gonna kind of just come down like this on either side, okay? And then we are gonna connect up here too, but instead of going in like this, we're gonna go out. We're gonna make a bump here, okay? So just a little bridge, okay? So do a little bridge connecting there. And then when you come here, pretend like you're a little car driving over the bridge, whoop, okay? So this is our horse head shape, okay? Now, when you come down here, what I want you to do is we are going to kind of come up here and do a little mouth. So we're gonna kind of do like a little, sort of like a tiny little mountain, okay? Sort of like an upside down seagull shape, or like a very wide W, okay? And that's gonna be, see, so the bottom here is gonna be the mouth. So you can come down here, okay? So now that you have the little mouth and we have the head here, now what I want you to do is just erase, lightly erase, sorry if the camera's shaking, and erase all the inside of here, okay? Now remember, you can pause this anytime you want, and you can do it at your own pace. All right, so as you can see now, it's starting to look more like a horse, right? Okay, and that's what a unicorn is. It's just a magical horse. So when we come up here, the nostrils, the nostrils are gonna be in this bottom circle here, okay? And horses have nice big nostrils. So we're gonna put an oval here, right here, nice and light. And because the oval is kind of going off, because the head's turned a little bit, we're gonna, the left side of the oval is gonna touch this side of the horse's muzzle, okay? And do that, okay? Now what we're gonna do is, just so we have it in there, we're gonna do the horn just so we know where it is. So the horn's gonna come up, if you go up to where the horse's head is, just put a little curved shape like this. And what might make it a bit easier for you is to put a little dot where you want the end of the unicorn horn to go. And if you wanna go at first do a very light line until you kind of get the shape that you want. You can make it as thick or thin as you want, okay? And what I like to do is I like to kind of make it a little bit bumpy. Woo. Not too bumpy, just a little bit bumpy. So you have that. Then of course, we're gonna erase this line of the head in there. Clean it up a bit. Okay. And I like to put some stripes in there. Okay. Now, I want you to go back to the nose, okay? Now, we are going to put a line just on the right side, going parallel to the nose here. And we're gonna do the same thing on the left side over here. So it looks like a little moon shape, okay? All right, so now we're getting the horse's head. So we have the horn, the nose, the mouth, and we're gonna come all the way up here. So you did your bridge here, and this is the jaw. So the jaw here, if you feel on your own jaw bones, you can feel that it's a round bone. The horses and unicorns, they have a really big bone right here. So we wanna keep that here, okay? Okay, but about right here, we're gonna just make the horse's neck. So just come make a nice neck here. Okay? Now we have this here, and we can, well, before we erase anything, what we're gonna do is we're gonna come up here and we're gonna make some hair. So the way I like to do hair is I like to start with a swoop, almost like an S shape. Swoop. And then if you want to make some hair, start making some hair down. Starting is the hardest part. So I like using an S shape. So you don't have to go too crazy because we're going to go over it with Sharpie and mostly watercolor. So you can kind of just keep putting S shapes. Then you can kind of break away from the S shape and do different shapes if you want, and kind of just do random hairs, flyaway hairs, whoop, whoop. But like I said, don't go too crazy because we'll go more crazy with the watercolors. So once you get some hair in there, or some indications of some hair, and you're happy with it, then we're gonna move over to the ear, okay? So if this is the horn here, we're gonna leave some space for the hair here, and then we're just gonna start by making a line like that for the ear. It's gonna look like almost like a boat, okay? Let's do that, okay? And again, you can erase all that, the sketching in the middle. Okay, see how if you continue to, it'll look like a boat. Then you're gonna come up here, and you can either just make a line going right down it for the ear if you want. I made mine a little bit tricky. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. But I started up here at the corner, and I went down like this, okay? All right. Then we're gonna kind of have the other side of the horse's head going here, and you can erase that in the middle. Okay. All right, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna put another ear over here, just a little indication of an ear, another little sort of like a half boat. Okay, and then if you wanna continue hair, you can continue hair, okay? You wanna, just remember, if you do a piece of hair like this and it goes behind the ear, you can continue it over here. So it'd be like, whoop, okay? And then of course you have all this, it's called a mane. And you can make it squiggly lines. Whoop. I like to make noises when I make squiggly lines. And you can have some coming in front of the neck, but if you go in front of the neck, you just erase the neck, okay? You can make it as hairy and crazy as you want, okay? I like to make mine kind of crazy because I'm going to make a lot of rainbow hair. Okay. So remember, you want to make sure you have that nice jawbone, okay? I even make my neck a little bit bigger here, but you don't have to do that, but I'm gonna do that. Like it's puffing out its chest because it makes it look fierce. Okay. So you can pause me and kind of work on the hair a little bit. And remember, we're gonna go over this with Sharpie, so any of the pencil you don't want, we could erase later. Okay, so don't worry about that. That's what pencils are for. They have erasers for when you make mistakes, okay? No big deal. Okay, so now we're gonna do the eyes. So let's make a little line here for the horse's nose. We're gonna make a little line here. Okay, so we're gonna make a little line here for the jaw, just to make that jaw nice and strong. Now your eye is gonna go here, okay? So if you have a way you do eyes, like I know a lot of the girls in the class, they do the almond shape eyes. I know some people like anime. So let's do this very simply. Let's do an almond shape, okay? That's gonna be easiest. So that way you can put eyelashes. If you wanna put an eyelid like this, you can do that, okay? See that? If you want to, for horses, you pretty much, they're not like us where you see a lot of the whites of their eyes. So you can kind of just, I like to put little corners like that, put little triangles in the corners. Once you get in here, you can do the pupil. If you want to make your eyebrow, I want to make your eyes brown or a color, okay? If you want all of it black, you can. So if you think about your color eyes, I have brown eyes, so this part would be brown and this part would be black. If you want your horse to have all black eyes, it would be, you could just paint this in all black. But if you want to make a color, that's where the color is. So I like to do a third little circle, and this I'm going to keep white, okay, like a little gleam, okay? All right, so now you got the basic unicorn down. So once you have it and you like it, you can even do, I know you probably want to do eyelashes. You can do eyelashes. Okay, and you can put as many as you want. Like that. And if you want to make even the top lid darker, you can do that. And the bottom lid, it's up to you. So now we're gonna take this pencil, put it aside, and now you're gonna take your Sharpie. So if you wanna pause me and work on your unicorn, you can do that, okay? Or if you're ready, you can go to your marker, your Sharpie, and all you're gonna do is you're going to Sharpie anything you want, because once we start painting it, you don't want to lose all these lines. Sometimes they get lost when we start painting. Okay? So we're going to go around. Remember, don't use Sharpie on anything you don't want. Okay? Okay. It's always so funny, like, doing these videos, because I feel like I'm talking to myself, which I pretty much am. All right. Feel free to play music or anything like that. So, anywhere where you do want it to be black, like maybe inside these nostrils, I want you to do it, I want you to use this Sharpie, okay? You can also add stuff if you want when you do the Sharpie. If you want to add more hair, you can. But see how I'm not going exactly where, you know, I don't have to follow my lines if I don't want to. You can go crazy as you want. Make some flyaways. Nice, like where the roots are, I like to kind of make lines. And anything I'm doing doesn't mean you have to do it this way. I mean, you've taken my class enough to know that. This is your piece of artwork. So anything that I do that you don't like, you don't have to do. So when you're doing this, you can think about what colors you want to use. So whenever I do unicorns, I like to make their hair rainbow. As you can see, I love crazy hair, so. But just because I do crazy hair doesn't mean you have to do it, so don't, just remember that. I'm almost done. And again, if you want to pause me, go ahead and pause me so you can work on it. I'm just going to do... I don't know what color eyes I'm going to do yet. And you don't have to know either, but I know I'm going to do the pupil. I'm going to color that in. Okay. Color those eyelashes in. And do those like that. All right. Also, if you want to do, I know a lot of times when I do unicorns with people, the girls or boys or whatever, they'll want to do, you know, stars or hearts or whatever. Make it magical. Go as crazy as you want. You can put anything you want anywhere. Once you're done with that, if you want to, you can go back. I know a lot of times kids, they don't like the way the pencil looks when they do the watercolor. I do personally, but I'll erase it just as not to confuse you. If you want to go back and erase all the pencil lines. Sorry about the camera shaking. My thing is attached to the table. Okay. So you're gonna really, if you haven't used the markers yet, you're gonna love them, I think. So the thing about these watercolor markers is you don't want to necessarily like get the actual marker wet. So you want to use the marker, okay, and color the whole thing in, and then once you're done with that, then you use your water. Gosh, this is a workout. Ugh. See, I don't usually erase. I'm doing it for you, Amanda. And of course, you don't have to erase. If you don't care about the pencil lines, then you can fast forward me. But I figured this will give you a little bit more time if you're still using your marker, your Sharpie. Okay, I'm basically using up the whole end of my eraser right now. Okay, this is good enough. So now it's nice and clean. All right, once you have it, it's outlined, it's the way you like it. Now is the fun part. Okay, now we're gonna go on to our coloring, our painting. Now, I don't think I gave you a gray, so I know the color of the horse was gray. I don't even think I have any gray, but I'm gonna use a tan, but you can keep it white. So you can use, I don't know if I gave you pinks or what, but whatever you want to color in, I want you to color in now. Okay, so I'm just gonna color it. And you can do it any way you like. I think I'm gonna do my roots sort of like this. I think I picked up a brown by accident. I meant to do red, but you don't have to have the same, obviously same colors as me. I'll see if I can pick up a red instead. Red instead. Here we go. All right. So just color everything you want in. And of course, because it's a unicorn, it doesn't have to be the color of a regular horse because it's magical. So it can be any color you want. And I don't even know what I'm gonna do yet. I'm just kind of starting. Sometimes that's what I do first. I just kind of start and then see what happens, where it goes. And I definitely like purple in my unicorn's hair. And you don't have to be super neat about it either, okay? Because it's gonna turn to paint. That's what's so cool about this. And the way I like watercolor is I like it when it's kind of like dripping all over the place and it's not perfectly neat. I'll do this pink. And all these colors are gonna blend in together. All right, I think I'm gonna go for purple now. Maybe I'll alternate purple and blue. I like to use two colors that kind of merge nicely together. So I'll do that. Some of that. This is running out. Gotta get a new one. And really, no matter what, it looks cool. I promise you. You see, I'm not even like being super neat. You can totally overlap the colors, like ombre hair. See, I'm doing that. You totally overlap. Looks really cool like that. I'll do a little bit more over here. And this, see how I'm overlapping here, but the paint is gonna allow it to overlap. So you don't necessarily have to overlap. I'm gonna add more colors too. I'm not sure what though, maybe some yellow. I can't wait to see yours. I hope Mom sends me a picture. I think towards the bottom of my unicorn's hair, I think I'll maybe do some yellow and orange. That'd be kind of cool, like fire. And they can overlap these two colors too. It kind of looks like cotton candy. Yeah, my horse's hair looks nuts. But that's cool, because I'm nuts. All right. There I go. There it is. So if you want to wait, I don't remember what I gave you, but if you want to wait to do, or keep this white, you could do that. I'm probably just going to do a little touch of, looking at my colors here. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. We shall see. So keep coloring it in. And I'm going to, so I have gray here. I'm gonna actually do gray up here instead for the horn. Just a tiny bit. So this tiny bit of gray I'm putting on the edges of the horn is gonna be, it's gonna actually be a lot darker than it looks, so. And I like when horses have darker down by the muzzle, personally, and you do not have to do this. I like it like that, and then I'm just gonna put a little shadow here, put a little shadow here, put a little shadow here. And you don't need a whole lot, just kind of a little bit like that. A little goes a long way. And you can skip this whole part if you want. You don't have to do this. If you're like, oh, I'm too scared to do that, or that looks crazy, then don't even. You can just watch me do it, and then you can decide if you want to do it. Okay. Okay. So you can, again, you can pause me if you want. I gotta figure out what I want my eye color to be. I think I'm gonna do black. Oh, that's not black. Somebody put the wrong cap on that. All right, that looks good. I think I'm just gonna do this black. Okay. All right, so once you're ready, put all your markers back because you don't want these to get wet because they'll ruin them. Okay, let's go. Got my water, have my paper towel handy. When you're ready, you can unpause and we can go. I'm gonna start with the inside of the face. So watch as you add some water and it will turn all of this to paint. Now again, you can watch me first and then you can do it if you want. Or you can keep your whole horse's face white or pink or whatever, I don't care. Whatever, this is yours. But see how you add water? You don't need a whole lot of water. Okay, you definitely don't need a whole lot of water. And the more you wash your paintbrush, you know, the lighter the color will be. So the more water you add, the lighter the color. And you can practice on another piece of paper if you want. And this watercolor is just, it's like anything else. The more you practice it, the better you get at it. And if you want it to be a little bit lighter down the middle, I'm gonna add a little bit more water, less marker. And also I like to just kind of add droplets of water on my artwork just because I like to see where the water takes it. This watercolor I love watercolors because you kind of have to lose control a little bit because you don't know exactly where the paint's gonna go to because it has a mind of its own. But that's what I love. I love when you'll see that the colors will start blending together. And I love that. Even this, I don't look at that as a mistake here, how the red is blending in here. I don't look at that as a mistake. I love that. I think it looks so cool. I'll put some in my eye. All right, and every time I go to a different, color, I'm going to wash my brush and dry my brush. Okay, and say you I'm doing my horn and I think it's a little too dark, right? So I'm gonna come in, my paper towel, and you can kind of blot it a little bit. That helps. Keep adding water. And blot it. Also, what's cool is you can go over this with color pencil, which is called mixed media, when you have mixed things that you're using. Okay, so now I'm going to wash my brush and I'm going to go on to the hair. Here's where it's gonna get really super funky, functified. Ooh, see how the colors are gonna just blend together beautifully. I realized I forgot the other ear here. That's okay, can always go back. Oh my gosh, I love watercolors. Just the way it just all merges together in their own little way. And when it you know, they'll keep on moving. The paint will keep on moving until it dries, which is cool because you can walk away, and when you come back, it's going to be different than before you walked away. So that's pretty cool. Ooh. Hope you're having fun doing this. This is like probably my favorite medium, watercolors. Now remember, you don't want to go back with marker on top of this until it dries, okay? Because it will ruin it, these markers. Look like, I love how all these colors look like cotton candy together. See, look at that. Look how beautiful it just blends together. And when you're, you know, for the next time you do this, you don't have to color in with marker like every little spot, because once it turns to paint, it fills it all in. And I like it when it looks a bit sloppy, but see how beautiful that, it's like sucking in some of that red. I love it. Awesome. And even if you want to go to the red and then maybe put some blush in the cheeks, you can just dip it in the red, put some blush in there. Look at that. You can add a little bit, put a little bit more so you can see. I don't know if you can see it. And just have fun, you know, and don't forget to sign it, okay? All right, I hope you're having a good time, and I can't wait until I see your beautiful artwork. If you can, bring it to class tomorrow, okay? All right, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, Amanda.